it's going to do
both in one hit.
Oh, that's all it's going to do.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the garage, welcome back to our UCC 22 recap video series. This is the last one. This is Dino Day. We just did that one. I don't want to relive that again. This is this is Sled Pull Day. I'm still tired from all the thrashing the last 2 weeks heading up to the event, and trailer's still a mess. Anyway, so Sled Pull Day. First things first, I want to thank all of you who came by the pits. I was able to talk to a few of you, not as many as I would like. Just, hey, we were busy, man. I appreciate everybody's respect in that nature. Maybe you said hi and just kind of left it at that, or maybe you didn't say anything. Wish I had the time to talk to every one of you. I really do appreciate it. I had nothing but positive comments. All the guys saying, hey, you know, how much you appreciate the videos, and the fact that I'm kind of proving that you can compete with the big dogs on the big stage and do it in your garage, and not being in the industry at all, you know, just being an enthusiast of it. So I appreciate all the comments. I signed a couple autographs, which is a very weird feeling for me. I'm just a guy in my garage working, doing what I enjoy. So thank you. I appreciate every one of you. So Sled Pull Day. I said from the very beginning when I heard about this 2-truck nonsense, I'm using 1 truck. That's the spirit of the event. Me coming from those bleachers, being a spectator like you guys, I'm running my truck. There's no two ways about it. And I made that decision a long time ago. We got a big Rockwell rear that I was going to put in it. I borrowed some gears and a locker from Mr. Kervin Zimmerman, who's local to me. Didn't get a chance to use any of that stuff. Just ran out of time, flat out. So we went back with our sled pull setup we used last year. It worked well, and we were going to do it again. So jumping back to after the dyno, we got the truck ready for the sled pull. While we were doing that whole day, I didn't need a single thing. Well, 2 of my viewers and fans, Mitchell Phelps and Jennifer Phelps, great people. I've been in contact with them quite a bit over the years. They went out and got us like a half dozen pizzas for me and the crew, to relax and actually get something to eat. And I can't tell you how amazing that was. I mean, it was awesome. And I can't express how much I appreciated it. It was awesome. I actually had some of that pizza on my ride home on Monday, that trek home from Indianapolis. So anyway, thank you, Mitchell and Jennifer. So that being said, we had these pizza boxes, and Justin Ziegler originally built our sled pulling setup. And last year I told him, because he gave me some pointers, him and Mike Wazowski, who I got the sled pull setup from, I would leave their logos on our weight box because they had helped me out. Well, my buddy Josh, he says, you got your competitor next to you on your weight box. I said, yeah, I mean, I don't have time to mess with it, put my own logo on it or anything. I'll leave them on there. I'll support them. He said, well, can I put something on there? We got these pizza boxes. I said, do what you want. Put something on there and, something amusing. Well, Josh took the whole 3 events, 1 truck thing, and he just wrote it right on there. Turbo Tom, 3 events, 1 truck. The point I was trying to make. And we had a couple other things on there. Bought Crescent Wrench Racing, which was a joke in our pits because for whatever reason we ended up using a crescent wrench for just about everything. And just kind of a little inside joke there. But anyway, all the spectators who saw it loved it. They thought it was great because anybody I talked to really didn't like the 2-truck thing, which we'll talk to it about. We'll address that at the end of the video. So a lot of likes. I've seen a ton of pictures of it online. The internet loved it. So we rolled up to Sled Pull Day knowing we were the underdog, but we were low in points, didn't really care. I was having so much fun. Wasn't nervous at all. We went up there, we were going to do the same thing as last year. Except for, without not having reverse, they're going to have to pull us back with the sled. Also, we made another little change to the sled pull program this year. If you can see right there, our G57 from the dyno is still out in front of our GT55. So when Mr. Chase Fleece was back at our pits, helping us out, just overlooking the top end of the engine after our little dyno faux pas, got asking him some sled pull pointers because I'm not a sled puller. And he said, leave that thing on there. Just throw a spool jet on it or something. And that's what we did. Spool jet and the compounds. So, all right, let's give it a whirl. And I'll tell you what, I was surprised. That thing came right up, and it was very clean. If you watch the two sled pulls from last year to this year, big difference in the amount of fuel, amount of smoke that the truck was making. So. Got up there. Once again, I'm not a sled puller. I spooled her up, and I may have left a little hot, and the truck just kind of spun and spun and spun and spun. But went up, locked it up, shifted to third, and away we went. Got to the end of the track, truck spinning, 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 and I felt like it stopped. And me not being a sled puller and being more into the drag racing, what do you do at the end of the track? You get on the brakes. So I got on the brakes at the end of it. Looks like forward momentum had stopped, but to me, it's not something I need to tell you guys. But hey, that's my fault. It's something kind of amusing because it's just not my world. But
the rest of this truck created by Tom in a two-bed garage outside his house. That's up to this guy. Had a tough finish in his first UCC appearance here 1 year ago.
Let's go, Tom.
But we wound up pulling 250 feet. Whatever, I didn't care. The truck was still happy. We didn't start it up on the track. We let it cool down and hung out with some people, just said goodbye to some people and thanks to all our supporters and all that kind of stuff. So that was sled pull day for us. Nothing real exciting. We made some internet waves with our little cardboard pizza box sign, and I had fun. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Like I said, I'm still smiling about it. I had a good time this weekend. It was a blast, and I hope everybody appreciated us doing 3 events with one truck. We weren't the only truck. I think there was 5 teams. It was us, Merchant Automotive, Chris Patterson got 4th overall using one truck. That's an awesome accomplishment. He got one of my goals, which was to be the truck that got the best place using one truck. But hey, shout out to him. Those guys did a great job. First UCC, and they knocked it out of the park. Us, him, Merchant Automotive. There's a couple other guys I can't remember, and I don't want to I don't want to miss anybody, even though I am. But there were some other teams. So on to the whole 2-truck thing. It wasn't really put out there in vast form that there was going to be the ability to use 2 trucks for UCC this year. I've known about it for a while. I think I voiced my opinion on it in one video. Like I said, I used to sit in those bleachers, be the spectator. And as a spectator, I wouldn't have liked it. I don't know if I would have stuck around for sled pull day if I was a spectator or not. Because to me, always the cool thing was seeing that truck go from close to 4,400 pounds to close to 8,000 pounds, and how they changed the truck over, and just that whole thing. as a competitor, I can appreciate the work that you don't have to do. You know, Justin Ziegler put up a hell of a number on the dyno. I mean, that was awesome. I was sitting in the pits and I looked over at Trevor. We're laying on a truck and we heard it and we went, what was that? I mean, you could tell that was power. Would he have done that if he had the sled pull the next day? Honestly, I think he would have. He would have spit the crank out of that thing. I mean, I think he would have. But, you know, he might have gone conservative. You never know. But he didn't have to, because you could bring a sled pull truck. I do not begrudge any of my competitors for doing that. That's the rules. The smart move is you bring a sled pull truck, flat out, like it or not. That is the smart move. And you can't fault anybody for using the rules the way they're written. So I don't. It takes nothing away from what Justin and those guys accomplished or anybody else. That's my feelings on it. If you guys feel the same way, any of the spectators I talked to didn't like it as well, voice your opinion. If you see something online, just make a comment. Don't be ignorant about it or anything. Just say, hey, as a spectator, I didn't care for that. This is what I would like to see. Or, you know, maybe there's something else you would like to see or a different change to the UCC at some point. But don't do it in like a negative... Don't do it in a fashion to just be like, yeah, that's really effing stupid or something. Give some constructive criticism. That's the only way things change. If you're just brazen about it and just kind of say stupid stuff, nothing will ever change. That comment, you might as well throw it in the trash. But be respectful and give an honest criticism about it to the people from UCC or a Facebook post you see that somebody puts up, and just say, hey, as a spectator, as somebody who enjoys seeing what these guys are doing with these trucks, this is my feeling on it. And just do it in a respectful manner. That's a way that, you know, you can maybe possibly get it changed back the way it was. I don't know what the future plans are. Like I said, any of you guys I talked to didn't really care for it. So that's my take on the two truck thing. Like I said, just in your comments and stuff like that, be respectful about it. It's the only way that people are going to take it seriously. And I implore you to do that. You know, I will give my two thoughts on it. Obviously, you know where I stand on it. I wanted to play with the big boys. I wanted to have a Rockwell and Cuts, and I wanted to try and play on their field. And well, we saw how that worked out with my little setup. But it is what it is. So that's sled pull day. That's UCC as a total. We ended up in 9th place, 3 positions below where we did last year. Our friend Josh McCormick at Wide Open Throttle Motorsports got 6th where we placed last year. Congratulations to those guys. Those guys are workers. I mean, those guys, you can't stop them. And Josh ran a personal best of a 130 60 foot with the old armor truck, which is cool to see him guys using that truck. 130 60 foot, and I think he ran a 560 with a full manual valve body. That's awesome. I mean, I was so excited for those guys because they were struggling in the beginning of the day, but they pulled it out in the end and made some personal bests. So congratulations to those guys. Congratulations to all the competitors. You know, it was nice meeting everybody. There's not a team there that I wouldn't help out. There's not a team that I wouldn't be shy about asking for help from. And that's what I love about UCC. And Diesel in general. I can go over to Tony and the guys at Dirty Hooker. I can go over to the guys, you know, Dave and Josh over at WT and ask for help or ask for a tool. No problem, you know, it doesn't matter. We were borrowing stuff from Ziegler all weekend. They were borrowing our drill. For some reason, they had everything but a drill. But no, we were borrowing stuff back and forth, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And even though I put down like a number I wasn't happy with, Justin came right over and said, "Hey man, you put up a rip. You know, you did good." And you know, that's what I like about this. Everybody's congratulating each other, and I really do appreciate that bond that all the competitors seem to have. So that was sled pull day. If you guys have any questions, put them down in the comments. I'll try to get to them. Oh, another thing we noticed when we were putting the sled pulling setup on the truck, the passenger side, the tire was kind of sitting like this, looking like the axle was bent. I'll put up a picture right now. When I backed the truck out of the trailer before I got it in the garage here, I'm pretty sure our AAM 11.5 is completely bent. Kind of looks like a little bit of a smile or a grin. So we might have to do some forced upgrades in the rear end of the truck. Something I forgot to add. Justin Ziegler came over to us. Obviously, I congratulate him, but he directly pointed to my front end and said, something's broken there. So if you watch our sled pull, the passenger side tire was not digging at all. Even with an open rear in the front of this, and he had told me this last year, these third and fourth gens still tend to dig. So he's thinking that we have a spline issue or possibly a snap shaft over there, and that could have happened last year at UCC 21, and I never noticed it because all I did was pull the pan off the front and check the oil. So if we just sheared a, maybe a clean cut or something on the axle, I don't know, but I'm definitely going to investigate that. Justin hasn't done a lot of pulling, so he knows, but that also would have not helped our traction issue. So definitely got some things to look at in the front end because we potentially have an issue there as well. So it is what it is. That's the game we play. So anyway, guys, I know this has been very long-winded. My voice is terrible right now, but I can't wait to get this thing back to the track and try and get some new personal bests on for me, the truck, get this trans brake thing figured out, and hopefully we come to Quarryville Dragway here at the end of July, and we can compete with them boys, and give Tyler and the guys a dirty hooker a run for their money. No, I love those guys; they're great. I love all the competitors. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please just like the video, subscribe down below. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Get out in your garage, get the wrench on your truck.